I know this storyboarder, so I was underwhelmed as to why he didn't do it. You know, the storyboarder did not do it because, bro, he cooked with this, brother. The storyboarder cooked with this, dog. Missed opportunity. You know what I envisioned in this? Yo, what's up, TFM Nation? It's me, the TFM Monster here again. Okay, so yeah, I might have to make this video short because just like this episode 11 was pretty much the sacrifice and shortened episode of the entire volume 3 adaptation, unfortunately. Now I say this is because Volume 3 adaptation so far has been really, really good. This volume, starting from episode 9, adapted like only just above 100 pages. Like, that's it, you know? Like, a bit over 100 pages. And then, in this episode, it adapted almost 150 pages. Removing a scene, cutting out a scene, and what scene is that, if you might ask? Not really important. It's just the scene. Alright? It's just the Ichino's class students, classmates, you know, with Ayanokouji and Nanase. Typical, like, slice of life, normal interaction. They had to cut it out. It's not really that important, so yeah. Alright, let's jump right into this. Because of the fact that I'm entering this analysis when I just watched this damn peak adaptation of the preview, by the way. Oh my days, bro. Like, my god. Bitch slap. Man, as you can see, I literally screenshotted the things that caught my eye. So yeah, it's so fucking peak. Look at the Ayanokouji frames. Holy shit, bro. This is some Sakuga. But yeah, look at this fucking badass Koji, man. That's fucking aura. Oh my god, bro. But yeah, you can see the smoothness of it as well. Boom, boom. Yeah, looks really good. So yeah, I really like it, you know. So yeah, the fighting stance as well, so fucking great. But yeah, anyway, we're not entering that episode yet, alright? Because right now I have to give my fair criticism about this one, because I've also seen some light novel readers you know, was fine with this adaptation, or more like didn't like the episode that much, myself included. I'm not saying I didn't like the episode. I liked the episode, don't get me wrong, but I have my criticisms here. This scene was alright, you know. They didn't adapt the entire thing here, which is chapter 6. So this was adapted in the last episode. Let's wake up Sudo and the others. So it's all the way adapted there, and then Nancy replied okay. So yeah, and then this one did not get adapted, like literally. All right, it wasn't adapted at all. Although they just adapted. Yep, there you go. So yeah, you can see that they skipped some parts here and there, but it's totally fine with me. Like, I'm not really, you know, it's just normal. So yeah. Anyway, as for this one though, this one is good. This one's good, but oh yeah, by the way, I love that adaptation of Ike monkey climbing. Also, speaking of Shinohara and Ike in the latest volume right now of year 3, yeah, rejoice, Ike Shinohara haters, but I'm not gonna say. All right, if you're gonna put spoilers in the comments, all right, just put a tag that it says spoilers about the light novel. All right. Anyway, but if it's the adaptation from the light novel, then you don't have to put spoiler tag. All right. In this one, it was good. All right. Objectively speaking, this was good. All right. This was really good. The running scene of Nanase is really good, but it's a bit underwhelming to me. You know why? This was already fine, alright? Like the running scene and everything. That one's good as well. But my complaint here, because it's basically 1-to-1 with the light novel, alright? Many people complained about how they cut out a certain dialogue, but like, bro, it's fine because Nanase mentioned it. Like, there's no point in saying that. They're fast. So, basically, that means she can't catch up already. So, yeah. In her thoughts, she's saying that she can't catch up. She can't close her distance with the person. Those two are greatly injured because of something you did, aren't they? So, yeah. That I felt confident wouldn't lose to anyone, at least not anyone at this school. But despite that, the distance between me and my opponent continued to widen more and more. So, yeah. They didn't adapt that monologue, which is totally fine, obviously. Like, if they adapted that, this running sequence will be much, much longer. So, yeah. Anyway, what I didn't like though, because I know who this storyboarder for this episode is, alright? We know it's Ichika based on the visuals, right? In the light novel, it wasn't said. It wasn't explicitly said. It says you. But why? But yeah. It says here that person's distinctive hair color and hairstyle were almost burned into my eyes, committed into my memory. I could clearly recognize those features. So, it was fine in the visual aspect, you know? So, it was shown there in the visual storytelling. So, the show and tell aspect has been, you know, with her eyes, it blinked, and then, you know, her reacting to it, and then she tripped. So, yeah. My criticism for this one is that I know this storyboarder for this episode, alright? So I was underwhelmed as to why he didn't do it. You know, the storyboarder did not do it. Because, bro, he cooked with this. Brother, the storyboarder cooked with this. Dog, missed opportunity. You know what I envisioned in this? Now that I know the storyboarder is the same as this episode, which is the first episode of the Island Arc, episode 9. I thought for sure we're gonna get another close-up shot of the eye of Nanase this time around, not Ayanokouji, but with Nanase this time, seeing Ichika's silhouette, you know, and then seeing also the distinctive hair color. So yeah, it would have been much better visually compared to what we've seen here, which just basically, you know, it explicitly told us that it is Ichika. So. I think it would have been much better if they, you know, made it like this, since I know it's the same storyboarder. So that is my complaint. But other than that, though, it's a good adaptation still. It's not the best, but it could have been better for me. Alright? That's my only complaint about it. Alright, for this one, it's fine. Like, it's not really that important to me. Like, if you love Ike and Shinohara, there you have it. You know, we got a good Ike Shinohara focus. But on this one, this was fine. I think, like I said, we all know who the storyboarder is. I thought, bro, the storyboarder is gonna do this again. Like, I seriously thought the storyboarder is gonna do these shots again. Like, bro, make eye contact instead of doing that. Instead, they're like, nah, let's make it kind of bland. You know, like, we don't actually like these characters anyway. So, you know, fair enough. So, yeah, anyway, I'm not saying the animator said that, though, alright? I'm just making a joke about it. Anyway, it's fine. This scene was also really good. Ryu and Katsuragi was also really short in the light novel, so nothing major there. It was just Ayanokouji saying something to Ryuin, which is his strategy, his plan, and then now to Koenji, alright? This was adapted really well, although they shortened it. I know they shortened it. However, the animation, though, for this tug of war was actually really good. This is actually one of my highlights. Even though they shortened the scene, I think it was really well adapted. You know, you might think it's simple, but damn, very, very good animation-wise, and along with the art. So, yeah. You might have your own nitpicks, like. My nitpick here is that they could have at least adapted some of the other monologues of Ayanokouji, but I think it's also fine. There you go. Because they at least got the point across. There you go. And then his physical abilities really are on another level. And then Ayanokouji also says that we're evenly matched for strength. So yeah, I think it's well adapted, even though they shortened it. I think to me it's it could have been much better if they added more. But considering the runtime, especially considering we know what they're gonna adapt throughout this episode, like, dog, I know they're gonna cut out stuff eventually or shorten stuff eventually, just like what happened with episode 6 of season 4. So yeah, that episode is like my least liked episode, even though it's still really, really enjoyable. I think this one is second place in my least liked episode. Unfortunately, it is what it is. All right, the Konji Ayanokouji tug of war fight scene was really good. And then yeah, as you can see, by the way, we're jumping through scenes in this episode because in the light novel it's also the same. Like, we are jumping through scenes, except that some of it, yeah, there you go, see? So yeah, we're jumping through scenes, there you go, Sakayanagi, and then there you have it. So yeah, I think, yeah, it's basically the same as the light novel, but, visually, if they adapted the words through visuals, it is gonna be, like, super fast. So, especially since it's a first-person narration. So, yeah. I think it's fine, though, because they are establishing what's gonna be the payoff in volume 4. All right, it's not in the next episode, but it's in the next episodes, which is episode 13 beyond. All right, the payoffs are gonna be in those episodes. So yeah, I really love the eye shots. These are still some of my highlights, these shots. But, and then there you go, Mashima Sensei also saying things to Ayanokouji. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. See? Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So, yeah. See? It's just short, as you can see. So, yeah, it's the anime is adapting it really well. And then jump through another scene, which is after the Nanase swimming challenge or task. So, yeah. There you go. Another one. So, yeah, as you can see, with the anime jumping through scenes, it's basically normal for the anime to do that because the light novel is doing that, right? Kinugasa Sensei is basically establishing or hinting stuff that is going to be in volume 4. All right? So, yeah, still really, really solid adaptation. Even though I have my minor nitpicks in, the running scene, the chase scene of Nanase to Ichigo, which, by the way, we all know by now. It was supposed to be a mysterious person. That's why if you saw my reaction, I said, this mysterious person is very strong. But the anime decided to just, tell us. But yeah. Oh, butt cheeks of Konji, by the way. Fan service. And then this one, there's some actually sort of a test to Nanase. So yeah, there you go. Why are you telling me all this? Up until this point, I had thoughts that you would try to dodge the question or deceive me in such matter, senpai. So yeah, it was adapted. What kind of personality did that student known as Nanase Tsubasa have? What kind of mentality did she have? She was a serious honor student who was above average in both academics and sports. She was someone who followed instructions without any complaints, but also someone who wouldn't hesitate to speak her mind if she had her doubts about something, no matter who it was she was dealing with. More importantly, she was made of stern stuff, so she wouldn't break easily. So yeah, like you can see, why, huh? I suppose it made sense that she'd ask that. I normally didn't tell other people these things, so then why did I choose to tell her even just some of my strategy at all? You're clearly my enemy. Yep. They adapted it. Strange, huh? She was aware of my plans, but she was pretending not to have noticed anything. There was probably something else that she was trying to draw out of me. So yeah. It was adapted, pretty much 1-to-1. They just removed, the inner monologues. What is Ayanokouji thinking, etc. Because obviously in visual storytelling aspect, it's gonna be long as fuck. Yeah. And obviously this episode is indeed the sacrificed episode because of scheming through stuff. So you can see, like, literally fast pacing through everything. There you go. This is the removed scene. All right, this is the cutout scene. Chapter 7.4, 7.4 or 6.4, whichever one you read it. If official, then it's 7.4. If it's fan translation, 6.4. All right. because yeah, chapter 1 is always the prologue or soliloquy. So yeah. Anyway, it's just basically slice of life. Just talking about their strategy in the island exam arc, in the island exam. So yeah, that's it. All right, like there's nothing important here for them to keep in the anime. Like, bro, it's so odd of them to actually just get that, adapted. And then we arrive in this mountain climb. So yeah, that's that. All right, like yeah, they adapted pretty much everything. They just removed the one scene of 7.4, and then yeah, this one. Now, this one I'm really down about because I actually enjoyed this scene in the light novel. All right, which is chapter 8.1 after this one. So, yeah, basically what the anime did is basically the same, right? Chapter 8.1, 9 p.m. specific time, by the way. Sixth day of the special exam. So, there you go. Seems like Hosen-kun hasn't arrived yet. So, in the anime, it's just explicitly said by Yagami that Tsubaki is planning something big. Yeah, I thought, since I saw something here, yeah, Takahashi left because he has a bit of a tummy ache. So yeah, I gotta take a dump. Alright, they removed that, and then they talked about Hosen not coming because of their plans. They went to meet together in the bonfire. So yeah, in their area. So pretty much a yap, as you can see here. Yeah, so you can see Yagami actually deduced that Tsubaki is the mastermind behind Utamiya's action, or in their class 1C. So yeah, so you can see there's the dialogue of Yagami towards Tsubaki, and then when Tsubaki had appealed to everyone to arrange for this meeting before all by herself, the leaders of each class wouldn't budge an inch. After all, no one was going to listen to someone who hadn't done anything stand out whatsoever like Tsubaki. It was only because Yagami had so strongly advocated for this meeting that it was possible for everyone to get together today without any difficulty. So yeah, it's just basically like Ayanokouji. Like the Ayanokouji and Suzune Horikita dynamic duo. As I mentioned before in my episode 7 analysis, so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out, alright? Like, those subtle hints, those subtle visual aspects of show not tell, actually hinted the audiences that Utamiya isn't the leader, it's Tsubaki. That's the one behind the manipulation, the mastermind behind Class 1C. And then there's something here that Tsubaki actually stared at Yagami's eyes. It's like piercing through him. So until he averted his eyes, couldn't take it anymore because of Tsubaki's gaze. They still delivered with Tsubaki's gaze or stare. I actually love this shot. Like, I expected it to be like this, and they still delivered visually. Even though it's not in the particular scene that I wanted it to be, it's still pretty much the exact same thing, They at least delivered visually. So, yeah, even though they cut out a lot of stuff, shortened the dialogues, not cut out. They shortened the dialogues, they removed the Hosen talk, him not cooperating and being in the meeting. And then Takahashi, taking a dump. There you go. So, yeah, it's basically this adaptation. So, yeah, they just shortened it. So, yeah. And then Yagami told everything about Kushida, including her backstory, her past, right? So, yeah, actually really, really good still. Even though it was shortened by a lot, just like episode 6 of season 4. Obviously, you'd have to have those sacrifices in these kinds of adaptation. ReZero has done that, and so does other anime. You're gonna have to eventually sacrifice contents in 1 or 2 episodes per volume. And in this case, volume 3 sacrificed the 3rd episode of their adaptation. So yeah. I mean, to be fair, to me, it's fine that they sacrificed it now because the first 2 episodes of the Island exam arc so far for Volume 3 is really, really good, or are really, really good. Still a good episode. I think it's fine. Like I said, I have my minor nitpicks and my complaints. My fair share of criticisms. Like I said, with how much they shortened the scene, because I actually love the way it was in the light novel. But the way it's adapted visually, though, really, really good, even though it was short. But in the running scene or the chase scene of Nanase chasing down Kushida, what am I saying? Ichika was, adapted. It's, fine. It was still good, though. Like, the animation's good, but underwhelming in some of the boards, because I expected a lot more from the storyboarder. Like I said, it's the same storyboarder as this episode. Like, bro, come on. You cooked with this. I thought you were gonna cook again, bro. Like, yeah, like, I was severely underwhelmed by that. So, yeah, you can see, you got a lot of good eye shots. See? So, yeah, like, I thought for a second they're gonna do it again, because it's the same storyboarder, but nope. Yeah, that's my only complaint in the chase scene and the way they shortened this scene. I actually would have preferred if they shortened the Ike Shinohara. But I think it is pretty shortened. I don't know. I'm not rereading that shit again. As an added bonus, though, I actually love that Chibashira Sensei actually has tracksuit. Never had this in season 1, 2, or 3. She's always like in one outfit with tights or no tights or stockings. That's it in season 1, 2, 3. But in season 4, oh my days, brother, that is so peak. But yeah, tracksuit Chibashira Sensei is not on my not on my list. So yeah, not on my bingo card. So yeah. Anyway, really nice addition for from Studio Lurch there. Had to give them credits. Anyway, it's Studio Hibari, not Studio Lurch. But yeah. Anyway, though, overall, this episode's fine. It was decent. The second least liked episode, right? For this entire season 4 of Clash of the Elite. Definitely not a highlighted episode. We have some highlights, but not the best. Alright? Like the chase sequence of Nanase and Ichika. It was supposed to be like with the eye shot as well. I don't know if you envisioned what I told you guys through my yap. But anyway, that's that. Alright? Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. Sorry that I took longer again. Fuck's sake. I said I was going to make it short. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one, which is going to be fucking peak. Alright? See you guys on the next one for the finale of Volume 3. Peace out.